Hello and good evening. My name is A Soothing Voice. This evening, we will be reading the story called The Lighthouse Keeper's Last Watch. Once, on a quiet island far from the bustling cities and noisy harbors, stood an old lighthouse. It had weathered many storms, its thick stone walls unshaken by time or tide. The light that shone from its top had been a beacon of safety for ships navigating the dark waters below. But now, the lighthouse was abandoned, its once vital glow dimmed, leaving only whispers of its former glory. For many years, an old man named Elias had been the lighthouse keeper. He lived alone on the island, with only the sound of the sea and the occasional call of a seagull for company. Elias had dedicated his life to ensuring that the light never went out, guiding sailors safely to shore. His devotion to the lighthouse was unwavering, but time, as it does, had caught up with him. His body grew frail, his hair silvered like the moon, and the time had come for him to leave the lighthouse behind. On his last night, Elias decided to take one final walkthrough of the lighthouse, letting each room, each stairwell, and each window remind him of the life he had lived. As he ascended the spiral staircase, his footsteps echoed softly, like the fading memories of the ships he had saved. He reached the lantern room at the very top, where the great glass lens once turned to cast light across the sea. Tonight, it sat cold and still, like an old friend whose purpose had been fulfilled. Elias sat in his favorite wooden chair, facing the open window that looked over the dark horizon. The night was calm, the sea gentle, its waves whispering secrets only it could know. As he sat there, watching the moonlight shimmer on the water, he felt a peace wash over him, as though the sea was thanking him for all the years he had kept it safe. Suddenly, Elias noticed something strange. Far out on the horizon, a soft glow appeared, faint but glowing brighter with each passing moment. At first, he thought it might be the moon's reflection, but as he watched, the light moved. It was a ship, its sails catching the moonlight, drifting silently towards the shore. The ship had no crew on deck, no sounds of work or life aboard, yet it moved with purpose, as if guided by some unseen force. Elias stood, his old bones protesting as he rose from his chair and watched the ship come closer. There was something familiar about it, though he couldn't quite place it. Then it struck him. The ship was a ghost, a vessel from his past. Elias remembered the stories he had heard from sailors about phantom ships that sailed the seas, crewed by the spirits of those lost at sea, forever searching for a home. The ship stopped just off the coast of the island, its ghostly light casting an ethereal glow on the water. Elias felt an urge to go to it, as though it was calling him. Slowly, he made his way down the winding staircase of the lighthouse, his heart steady despite the mystery before him. As he reached the shore, the ship drifted closer, and for the first time in many years, Elias felt young again. The air around him seemed to hum with energy, as though the island itself was alive with magic. When the ship's gangplank lowered, Elias felt no fear. He knew it had come for him. Stepping aboard, he was met with the faces of sailors he had once known, and he had guided safely to harbor during the harshest of storms. They smiled at him, their eyes filled with gratitude. Elias felt a deep warmth in his chest, knowing his life's work had meant something. The ship began to sail again, gliding smoothly over the calm water, away from the island, away from the lighthouse that had been his home for so long. Elias stood at the bow, watching as the island grew smaller and smaller in the distance, until it was no more than a speck on the horizon. And then, as if the ship itself understood the moment, a soft light appeared in the sky. It wasn't the rising sun, nor was it the moon. It was the light of the lighthouse, shining one last time, a farewell to the man who had kept it burning for so many years. The beam of the light stretched across the sea, illuminating the ship's path forward. Elias smiled, knowing that his watch had ended, but the light of the lighthouse would carry on, in spirit, guiding others as it had guided him. He turned his face to the wind, closed his eyes, and felt the gentle pull of the sea as the ship sailed on towards the stars, carrying him into the next great adventure. The end.